I love this movie a lot, and I love seeing you back on screen. I'm going to start with you. Just why this character, and what did you... Because I feel like you're a Renaissance man, as it is. So much of what you do, photography, poetry, all of that, acting. What was that part of the appeal?
It's a great part. I mean, I read the script, I said, this is an amazing character. Very complicated, very extreme, but in the end, he's completely against rigidity, and yet he acts in a rigid fashion in some sense. He is trying to be the perfect father. He asks a lot of himself and of his children. It's a demanding character, but he's also flawed. You know, he comes to realize at a certain point that maybe I'm not on the right track in every way. You know, there's obviously a problem with the way I'm doing things, and I have to deal with that. And it's a character that in the end has the, I guess, the humility and the courage to try to at least find a new balance. I mean, you don't get to play characters like this very often. There's just so much there, you know, and it's just a question of living up to the story and the character.
And so it's such a great story, and as you mentioned, a great character, but all the characters are great. You haven't written a bunch of stereotypical, cliched bad guys who are trying to bring the man down.
Or just a bunch of indistinguishably cute kids. They're all different.
Yeah, they're all different. Where did the story come from?
I just made it up. I don't know. I mean, that's sort of my job. The genesis came from being a parent and having a lot of questions about what my values are, what I want to pass to my children. I think that all parents want to. I think on some level we want to prepare our children for the world, and another level we want to protect them from the world, and another level we want to make sure they don't make the same mistakes we did, and all this stuff goes into the screenplay. But in terms of the mechanics of making sure that all the characters exist in gray zones and aren't the bad guy or the good guy, those are just because those are the films I like and the plays that I like and the novels I like. I think that's one of the things that literature can do, is show a character, and I'm not speaking of this character, but you can see a character in a TV show or in a film or a novel who's objectively not a good person, and that what they do is either they're a criminal or whatever, but show their humanity, because really we are, no monster thinks they're a monster, right? And we're talking extremes of human behavior. We all think, we're all trying to do right in the world, and so I wanted, I said to Frank Langella, who plays the grandfather in the movie, I said to him, you're antagonistic towards Viggo, but you're not the antagonist. And that was actually very important to him too, and I think he's not here, but that was one of the things that appealed to him about that part, was that we could show the humanity of that character's point of view, and everyone...
He played that really well too.
Yeah.
Well, I think in every family you have flaws, and you have... sometimes they don't understand each other, but I think that's what this film says, is that yes, you have that, but you also have to accept that.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a perfect parent, but there's nothing wrong with trying to be that. But in trying, you're gonna screw up once in a while.
Yeah.
And if you don't allow for that, or mentally accept that you're doing that, or admit it, screwing up, then you're going to have a problem. You're not going to really evolve. You're not going to be as good a parent as you can be. The idea is to do your best, and knowing that you're never going to do it perfectly. That's like life, It's like anything you do in life, any job, any skill, any relationship, any interaction with another human being. You're going to have moments where you go, I wish I hadn't said that, or I could have said that better, or I should have just, I don't know, I screwed that up, and then you try to do it better next time.
Yeah.
Or maybe with the passage of time you realize, I didn't really screw it up. It was just a bump in the road. Move on.